Hey everybody, welcome back to another Dan cast.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's old Dan and new Dan here.
I
And
like that.
I like how the thing is I am actually a little bit older than you.
Yes,
And
but not by much.
the thing is we've both been around basically forever, but uh I guess I've been known longer than you, so I'm like kind of like the old crusty Dan and you're like the new replacement Dan. Uh
Not the replacement. Nobody can replace the original.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I am the new one in Korea.
We used to call him Fake Dan.
Fake Dan. Yeah.
Anyways, here we are once again with another cast. We've had a couple of crazy, awesome games. Uh, Crazy and awesome in certain ways.
Yes, we just had a crazy game with Rush versus Snow. Like,
that
I
was
actually,
something else.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it because I don't know what happened.
I don't think either of them knows what happened either. They're just like, what was this game on this map? Very wild, but I think we're going to have a more normal game here, if I had to guess. We're going to be casting next Sorry vs. Soma.
Yeah, sorry versus Noma on Fighting Spirit. So we've got the most standard of standard. You hate this map. I love this map because it's so standard. And I'm interested to see because Sorry had a good run in KSL. He's a newcomer. He was on SK Telecom. I don't know if he made the A team, but he's definitely very good these days. And meanwhile, Soma to me is just flat out a newcomer, and
Yeah,
he's been crushing it.
Yeah. Well, Soma definitely looks amazing right now as one of the best Zergs, maybe the strategic leader in a lot of ways of Zerg versus Terran. But I have to say, like, as a Terran stream connoisseur, Sari is my new guy. He's actually the guy that I look for his stream each time that I get on because he kind of has a slightly unique take on the game. He plays. He can be a little bit more aggressive than some of the other Terrans. He's not. There's nothing boring about his style of play. I really like him. I think he's going to have a very strong year.
Yeah, so we'll have to see if he's going to repeat in KSL, see how far he can go in ASL. We know that ASL should be coming up pretty soon, so hopefully he can make a big splash there. But I'm ready for this game.
Let's do it. Let's get right in. All right, we have up here in the top right of Fighting Spirit, we have Soma. And down here, it's Sorry. Tell us about why you like Fighting Spirit, Nyoken.
Why I like Fighting Spirit?
Yeah.
Let me think. Oh, I love the turret positioning at the natural.
Especially
At this
position.
Yeah, this is my favorite position. It's just so good versus mutas. I love watching my SCVs run around the back.
Yeah.
So we may just see a straight up mech opener from Sorry. Now,
We might.
you talked about how you watch Sorry stream quite often. Now, actually, I have not seen many games of Sorry, so maybe you can let us know, like, what
Sure.
does Sorry like to go for?
He's slightly more bio, but he does mix in Goliath builds and things like that. Like, he does more of them than Sharp, but yeah, he leans towards bio a bit more, which is a prerequisite if I'm going to watch a lot of you. Otherwise, it's a bunch of wasted games. I'm not some sort of Goliath joker like you, Nyoken.
What?
Goliath joker.
I
ASL quals, Nyoken.
Yeah, I hadn't played in 3 months.
Nyoken loses
So-
with bio game 1, and then 2 I
Yeah.
was the guy with Goliath.
Sometimes you just gotta fall back on those powerful mech units and hope that the Goliath power can come through.
Yeah.
It did. So we'll have to wait and see what Sorry wants to go for. Okay, we've got pool first. Now, as I've stated previously, Soma has been innovating 2-hatch play, and personally, this opener, 12 pool or over pool into gas, is my favorite opener because you deny the SCV so fast, you can't scout afterwards, and if you can't scout Zerg, you gotta account for, is it lurkers, is it mutas? If it's lurkers and you start building turrets, guess what? You're dead.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point. It's... Excuse me, sorry. A little bit of a cold still, but no gas for him as of yet. Gonna go ahead and grab the hatchery first.
Yeah, so it looks like he is
Kind
just
of
gonna power a little bit faster than usual.
Feels like he's playing a ZVP or something right now.
Yeah, this does look like a ZVP build. Now,
Yeah.
we do see Sorry did open 12 gas.
It was actually 11 gas.
Oh, it was 11 gas.
Yeah.
Probably spawn positioning caused this.
Yes, what Nyoken was talking about, how he loves the turret positioning here, that's a joke, because this position is impossible to turret up. So, yeah, it could be spawn-based that he did that.
It is actually true that when I get this spot, 90% of the time I'm gonna gas because there's no point. You're not defending the mutas.
No, it's not going to happen.
So SCV comes in, gets a whiff of what's going on, sees that it was Lings, but he didn't get to see the or the gas timing. But because the hatchery's so far along, I guess he can assume that it wasn't instant gas. But Soma didn't scout, so these Lings are really not going to do anything. Meanwhile, full wall.
Yeah. And this is Ling tight right here. So very, very safe position for Sari. I think no doubt, though, he will be expanding. There's no real one-base tech plays unless you want to do something stupid like 2-port Wraith.
Which we have seen a few times. Light has been
With or
playing
without
it.
+1.
Oh, without. Yeah. The games we saw earlier with Goku, I don't know. But here comes our command center follow-up. Now the real question is it Goliath or is it Starborn? It's got to be Goliath.
It's got to be Goliath.
It's so good.
He's got 2 on gas right now. Looking over here. Look at that. The SCV trying to slip in. Oh, Soma too quick with that drone. Very annoying.
Yeah, now Soma this time is just going to go 2-hatch Muta, but he is one of those players that does go lurkers a lot, so Sari has to account for that. And that's one of the reasons I don't like mech, is because a lot of times you skip the academy, and if you skip scan, how do you actually see the lurkers?
No,
you just flat out are dead.
Don't. Yeah, you have to keep your Vulture alive, your SCV alive as long as you can, and just try your best to figure that out.
So also I don't like the Spire positioning, because now he sees it.
That's true. I see some people place it there, though. I'm like, do you think I think that is a creep colony? Because I don't.
Well, Vulture gets picked off, and that's actually a pretty big deal because we don't really have that much defense. Luckily, there's a full wall. But I have to say, look at Soma's Nat. This is 2-hatch Muta. Where's our gas?
That's a good question.
We have no gas.
Very weird build opener. Like, what am I looking at?
Yeah, his econ is really shot.
Like, you're not... How are you gonna do anything against Goliaths here? Like, with one gas?
He's not.
You're not. You can't. You can't do it. Like, what is this?
He's gonna have, like, 5
Maybe he
mutas.
thinks this is a creep colony.
He might think it is. But that he did get punished a bit by going for the pool first. He did lose econ going for that. Now he did actually have to build extra Lings. But I am kind of confused where it went wrong, because I don't think you should be this devastated in econ.
No, I would definitely agree with that. I mean, maybe he thought he could get something done with the Lings, and then he saw the position in the wall and decided, I guess not. But feels like his drones have been very low for a while. He is making some mutas now, finally. 5 mutas on the way, but there's going to be plenty of Goliaths and just a couple turrets sprinkled in. I can't imagine anything going wrong here for Sari.
Oh, the timing was almost perfect for Soma. There was nothing in the bunker. 1 Marine, 1 Goliath versus 10 Lings. Now, Soma does take a 3rd base behind it, but this is a pretty late 3rd base, so it's going to take a while for this to kick in. Meanwhile, Natural doesn't have any turrets up just yet. Looks like it's going to be 1, but the Goliaths are going to have range pretty soon.
Yeah, that is just about to finish up. He has 3 Goliaths popping out right now. Even that Marine in the bunker really helping out against some of these Lings. The Muta's getting their harassment done. Look at that. Okay.
That's all right, but it's only 5 mutas, so he's not one-shotting the SCVs just yet, but he did damage quite a few of them, so he does get a few kills. He does get his 3rd base up. It hasn't been denied, but Sari, he's got, like, really powerful units, whereas mutas are not that powerful. Now, one thing to say is he's going +1 weapon, which means we're camping, and I don't really like that versus Zerg, because Zerg will have queens when you move out. They're going to have 500 Hydras, so Sari's going to go for the camp style. He's going to go into the vessel play, and I guess the question is just going to be, can Soma power up enough to overcome the vessels?
You know what? Because he's getting speed right now as well, I've seen a very strange build popping out a little bit in TVZ. I don't know if you've seen this just coming out recently, where against some of this 2-hatch play, like, the Terran gets just enough to hold the mutas off and then starts sending out little groups of speed vultures to kill drones and just, like, suicides them over and over and over. Have you seen that?
No, but I've heard about it, and with +1 weapon, you 2-shot them. So you don't even need to get 3. You just build 2 vultures, send them, or 4 vultures and send them, and they all of a sudden just wipe out entire drone lines. And behind this, you know, you're going to have like full saturation at your main and that, so you can go up to 4, 5, 6 fact.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
meanwhile, Zerg has to consistently build drones, which means they're not building Hydras, which means your timing all of a sudden is super strong.
Well, I think that's what we're seeing from him, actually, which is kind of cool because this is a style I've been wanting to learn a little bit more about. So let's see how Sari pulls off. 2 vultures going across. Now, don't forget, he doesn't have the +1 yet, so unless the 2 concussive shells hit at the exact same time, you're not killing the drone in 2 shots.
Yeah, we see that right there. Not able to get any drones just yet. Actually not getting any drones, so this was good control from Soma. But, I think it's okay. At least forces drone pulls, and he at least gets a full scout off. Also, he sees that it's only Mutas at this point, so he should be feeling pretty confident that if he gets vessels up, he's going to be fine.
Definitely what he scouted there tech-wise, I think, was probably the best part of that. But imagine if he had had a +1 attack, he would have gotten like 6 drones there.
Yeah, he would have killed so many drones so quickly, too. Now, meanwhile, how many factories do we have for Sari? It looks like it's 3. Okay, there's the 4.
So he's going into 4 at the moment.
Yeah.
Second armory.
There's double armory. I don't see a science facility. Oh, a science facility also going up. So he is really nailing his upgrade. It's going to kick in right when +1.
Oh, it's actually 3. Okay, that's not the 4th. That's the science facility.
It's 3. Okay, so, you know, we discussed this when Flash was playing the style on Medusa. Like, how?
Yeah,
How did he stay only on 2 factories? Well, it's really, you can't support more than 2 or 3.
Yeah, when you're getting that, all of your gas being spent on things like +2, +1, definitely it takes a little while to power up into that. It seems like such a crazy style. I want to see more of the vultures running around, and here we go.
Yeah, vultures into the 3rd base. Good drone pull, but you see how fast the drones just instantly die. So if there was no sunken there, I think you really could have gotten a lot more kills. But meanwhile, as played, it's even supply Zerg versus even supply Terran. And in my experience, unless Terran's up a decent chunk, Goliath is not going to win you the game.
Yeah, it really shouldn't. It feels that way, at least. It looks like we have the Hydralisk speed on the way, the +1 missile attacks as well, getting that Overlord speed. Really, Soma getting everything he needs at the moment.
And now we do see that Soma has transitioned off of Blue, but it still is 11, and he's doing a lot of damage to the mineral line at the natural. Wipes out a ton of SCVs. He's actually got a drone lead now.
That's scary.
Yeah, he's got Hydras coming out. He's got +1 weapon coming out. He's got speed. He's got speed overlords coming in.
Well, it feels like there's going to be one big attack from Sari that has about 2 irradiates, and that's going to probably decide the game.
Yeah, but how long does it take to build up those 2 vessels? It's going to be a while.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And it's not like he's going to build the vessels and go. He's got to wait for also +2 weapon.
Oh, absolutely.
And by the time that happens, maybe Soma builds Queens. And also, look at our unit comp. It's actually just pure Goliath.
Yeah, at the moment, it certainly is. But he's added a second add-on, which shows us he really wants to get into siege tanks and have an army that can rightfully trade against all the Hydras that he's expecting.
Yeah, so Sari is consistently sending vultures across the map. Finds a few more kills, but nothing really substantial. And Soma's up 20 supply. I don't see a 3rd command center anywhere for Sari. I don't see a huge factory flood. Sure, we got 4 or so factories, but really, you're wanting like 5 at least, or 6 if we're all inning, and we don't have that.
Yeah. I was expecting to see him start a 5th one by now, but I think he's saving the gas for the vessels, because if he doesn't have those, what are you going to do? Wow, the 3rd command center gets started, so yeah, he is planning on making this into a longer game, and still no queens or anything here from Soma.
Still no queens, and one thing I also noticed is, like I said at the beginning of the game, when you play mech, you don't get an academy fast. We don't have an academy still.
That's true.
There's no concept, so he actually doesn't even know what the unit comp is. Sure, he's consistently sending out vultures.
Yeah, that's about the only way he's getting intel at this point. And I mean, okay, he just saw the rally point, he saw the drones, and he saw the Hydras, so that's very, very useful at this point. He realizes that this is such a heavy Hydralisk composition, and, you know, he can't tell, of course, if there's queens or not right now, but there aren't, so that is very good for Sari.
Well, Soma has started to mass expand. He's taken both of the bottom right bases, and you would think that would actually be an opportunity for Sari to attack, but he's down in supply, so he actually still can't attack. His tank count is extremely lacking. Finally, the academy comes down. I just don't know what he does. He's slowly taking a 3rd base, but Soma's slowly taking 5 and 6 bases.
Yeah. Gosh, it feels like a TVP right now.
Well, that's a massive irradiate. He cannot split the irradiate and Muta out. Dealt hundreds and hundreds of damage right there.
Yeah, beautiful irradiate. Now the Goliath's coming up, and they are going to take this high ground, which means that third base will finally go to Sari.
So he does finally secure his third, but we've just given up so much map control to Soma that I don't actually think this is a big win for Sari to get this. He needs to get all of top left, but I don't think he's getting that. I think we got Vulture harassment at bottom right. Don't know how many kills it got. Looks like not really any.
None there, unfortunately.
Meanwhile, the Hydra upgrades are starting to kick in too. He's got +2 going. He's got, I think that's +2 armor on his air also. So a lot of big upgrades hitting for him. Meanwhile, because of how gas starved Sari is, he can only get +3 weapon, which is fine. But armor is very important in the later stages of the game.
What do you think Sari is supposed to do from here? Because I feel like he's done some things correctly. Like he's got the great upgrades going. He is trying to get the +3. He has the vessels out. But how do you ever actually get a push off?
I think he can only camp. Whether it's taking bottom, middle, and then potentially the mid because there's 2 gas there, we can only camp though.
But you know what? If he gets up to 150 supply, the Hydra-based army isn't going to do anything at that point, right? If you have like 15 siege tanks, what's up?
But he does have 70 supply available for something like Queens, so he should be able to build up a real unit count. Now here he comes in. That's a lot of mutas. That's a lot of Hydras. Where's the irradiates?
Oh, they are not here right now. Not enough energy. The Muta's getting on top of these siege tanks, but the Hydras actually get decimated there.
Oh my god, the irradiates at the end dealt so much damage. And yeah, the Hydra count actually wasn't very high. I'm shocked that it was so low. So Sari holds on, but he needs more trades like that because still Soma's way ahead. He's still up in supply. He's started to mine bottom right, so he's going to have access to 4 gas, 5 gas very soon.
More turrets going up for Sari right now, realizing he just doesn't have the unit spread that he needs right now if another attack like that comes in. Bunch of speed overlords out. Do you start mixing in drops here as Soma? Do you stay aggressive as Soma?
I think he just builds queens. I don't think he even needs drops.
Well,
just build queens.
There's the queen's nest, so we'll see if he actually throws some down.
He's got a lot of gas banked up, and he's kept Terran back. He's also, every time he's come in, only seen like 2 or 3 tanks. So if I was Zerg, I would think, oh, maybe this guy doesn't have a huge tank count. So I don't. Oh my God, 11 queens being made.
Oh, that is just absolutely brutal. Broodling on the way as well. Going to be able to just destroy every tank. And now, you know, I was talking about how, hey, you get up to like 150 supply, you have 15 tanks or something like that. You can melt that Hydra army. Suddenly, if you have 15 tanks against 11 queens, no, you have 14 tanks. I mean, 4 tanks.
Yes, you have 4 tanks. So I heard a scan go off, but I think it's actually one of the first few scans of the entire game. Hopefully he scanned the queens, because if he hasn't, he has no idea what the actual comp is other than Hydras.
You know he didn't scan the queens if he didn't scan right here. Because that is where everyone hides their queens in these positions. I don't know if you realize this, but...
I will write that down.
Yes, believe me, this is where you scan because that's where they go. You think I'm joking. You're going to find a bunch of queens there and be like, damn, Artosis, you know.
Yeah. Well, Sari's about to hit 3-2, and that means he's going to move out. And this is actually going to be a pretty good timing because the queens don't have 150 yet.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if they have it right now. It matters if they have it when the fight actual happens. And because we're delaying this tank push, I actually think he's going to have it.
Yeah, you really need to already be moving across the map right now. He's got about 10 tanks, which is pretty decent. It's not quite as many as I wanted to see, but it's enough to make it so that there's no way Soma will actually attack into him.
Yeah, the Hydras are doing a really good job to just keep the tanks back, very similar to how Protoss just leaves goons here. He knows he just has to buy time. 11 queens, a lot of times that kills every single tank.
We got 40 seconds or so until Broodling's ready.
40 seconds, and then Sari is gonna feel very sorry. He's gonna be mega dead.
He's getting EMP though. He knows. He knows. Okay, so this is kind of the big counter to these queens because it's very hard to cast Broodlings, so what you generally do is get vision of what's going on and then mass clone the queens to cast Broodling rather, sorry. So what you do is you get EMP and you hit them because they come in a clump. This is the best way to try to stop it.
But you still gotta hit.
You have to nail the EMP. You have to nail it.
And because they're moving, a lot of times you don't get all of them. So
yeah.
Even if
but if you get like 5 or 6, then that is a 200 upgrade at 100 mana for 5-6 tanks that you save.
Yeah, it's definitely well worth it. It's just every time I've done it, it hasn't worked out.
It's never worked for me either, but I try it each time.
Yeah. Well, we've got a very scary Terran army, but we've just taken an eternity to actually get to the center of the map.
Mm-hmm.
So it is going to come down to this one big fight. Queens have energy.
They're ready.
Now.
They're ready.
Now
150 mana.
Vision.
How do you think that he should go about getting the vision? Just during a gigantic attack?
Just send a little bit to him.
Thing is, if you lose vision completely, they declone.
Oh, that is true. So he should probably go in now.
Sometimes I've seen people parasite, and I'm like, ooh, that's really smart to do.
Because you don't notice it if you put it on a siege tank.
Yeah.
So, Sorry did just camp the whole game. He's trying to secure. I just realized Soma has top left.
Yeah,
okay,
I
here
just
we
did
go.
too.
This is going to be it.
Okay, comes in for a second. Where are those queens? Here's a couple of them. Here's the rest of them. Okay. This is the important moment. Oh my god.
How many tanks is this? It looks like
it is
like,
a ludicrous amount of tanks.
It's like 20 tanks.
I'm like pausing. Like, God, oh, we gotta really go over this replay now. Look at that. That's 12, so he's got about 22, I think?
Yeah, something like some absurd amount.
It is a huge amount.
10 Broodlings is going to deal ridiculous.
Oh, and look at this. He can get some good vision over the edge. He could get all these tanks.
Yeah, you can get all those tanks really for free. Hydra swooping around. Gonna actually counterattack. Not gonna get much done, I don't think. 2 tanks, both mines.
Yeah, this looks pretty solid. Oh, unless he actually suicides in there.
Well, he's got enough queens to actually kill both of them. Goodbye, tanks.
Yeah.
And that draws some of the tanks out of position.
Look at this. Sari's actually coming up. He's clearing gigantic chunks of army at the moment. But here come the rest of the queens right now. Let's see what he can get done as far as the broodlings. A bunch of them starting to go off here. Look at that. The tank count's getting decimated. EMP does end up going off. Maybe it saves a couple tanks. But that is a lot dying off. Looks like he does save this space. But the center right now, is he going to be able to hold on to it?
Yeah, center's dying. We've got 6 base Zerg versus struggling 3 base Terran. This has got to be it. We're up 50 supply for the Zerg. We have almost no tanks left in the center of the map. Command center going down. He should infest this too.
Oh yes, and he is going to infest it. In fact, oh there
goodbye.
it is. He's goofing on him.
Goofing on him.
He's goofing. Start the infested Terran. No.
Well, I think Sari's done. Usually when you get infested, it's time to leave. Oh, goodbye, tanks.
Oh, a couple more coming in. So he tries to continue to push out. Too many Hydras on this nice split. Maybe these Hydras get cleaned up, sure, but you don't have anything left here as Sari.
And I hear a bunch of scans just went off, so it sounds like Sari has realized his fate. He's got 2 tanks left. He's got a lot building, but it doesn't matter. It's 6 base Zerg, 7 base Zerg even, 70 drone Zerg versus 49 SCVs. We just have no econ.
Yeah. It's kind of a tough game overall.
Yeah, and the thing is Soma's econ was so bad in the beginning.
It was really bad. Like, the 5 mutas didn't really do much anything either. And that's it. GG is called. Where do you think Sari went wrong there? Mr. Goliath man. What went wrong in this game?
I don't know. Like, he just had no econ at the net, or Soma did. I thought for sure that we were just going to do a timing and just run him over, and then we went +1 weapon. It gave Soma time to get up his 3rd base. He got a 4th hatch even. Maybe we should have just gone for +1 weapon or +1 armor timing, just actually tried to kill him.
Yeah, the +1 attack definitely did herald a different type of thing he was trying to do. I like the idea of these vulture plays that we're seeing more and more of, but definitely it felt like the timing of that 3rd base being so slow.
Well, the thing is the vultures...
He never got his engine going.
Yeah, also, he built vultures, but they almost never hit with the +1 timing, right? He went in twice, got 0 kills, and then the one time he did go in with +1, he got 1 kill. So it really didn't help him at all.
Yeah, very, very true. Well, that was a fun game. Very interesting. Great queen usage there by Soma, showing why he is such a ZVT master. And that about does it for us, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the cast. Thanks for coming over, Nyoken.
Yep, thank you.
Hope we can do it again sometime soon.
Yeah.
See you later.